Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
October is Pedestrian Safety Month, and tonight we are following up on a hit and run that happened earlier today. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Annette Montgomery. Fox 61's Kate Pattyfoot spoke with people in Farmington about the incident and how they stay safe while walking.
The search is underway for a driver of a white box truck. Farmington police say they hit a 76-year-old man from Rocky Hill. Wednesday afternoon, Farmington police responded to an accident on Plainville Avenue. The man suffered minor injuries from the crash. People walking along the Farmington Trail say they aren't shocked this incident happened.
I feel that this is such a common place, and I think that's the reason for installation of the flashing lights with pedestrian crossing. Maybe there has to be more awareness and put flyers and have people, especially bikers and pedestrians, watch out before they start crossing.
I know that a lot of people walk these trails, and I know this area can be really busy, but you know, I'm glad to hear he's doing okay. But you know, it's, you got to look out when you're crossing the road.
Rika Poor walks on the Farmington Trail often. She says she's grateful there is a crosswalk and light when crossing the busy street.
I noticed that cars come very fast in this junction, especially the rush hour traffic, and having a pedestrian walk with flashing light really helps to avoid, and also I feel the change of weather, pedestrians have to be more careful too.
And while the victim in this case only suffered minor injuries, 1 out of 4 pedestrians killed in traffic crashes in 2023 were hit by a hit-and-run driver, according to National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Aiden Campbell says pedestrians have to be mindful walking along busy streets.
I just make sure that I can see the driver and they can see me personally, just like, you know, locking eyes.
Police say the truck is a white box truck with no known markings. This investigation is still active. In Farmington, Kate Pattyfoot, Fox 61.
All right, time for a first look at the forecast now. It was a chilly start to October, but it was beautiful fall weather, and it'll stay that way for, a little while.
Yeah, time to bring out the boots and sweater dresses like Rachel. So let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank with the first check of the forecast to see how long this cool down will last. Rachel.
Yeah, we just have a couple of days, and then temperatures are already going to be warming up as we head into this upcoming weekend. But for sure, a chilly start to the new month of October. Welcome. The wind was definitely noticeable earlier today, but it is calming down in a big way out there. In fact, the wind vane has stopped moving in several locations, so the wind not going to be as much of an issue tonight or during the day tomorrow. Right now, temperatures are already settling back into the 40s for parts of the state, and most of us will be in the 40s as we head towards daybreak, but some of our cooler spots in outlying areas could see 30s as we head towards dawn. Otherwise, we're looking at lots of sunshine. You're definitely likely reaching for that hot cup of coffee, not an iced coffee, and we'll see temperatures climb into the 60s as we head through the afternoon. Again, similar temperatures to today, except without as much wind. We have another day like this on Friday, and then a big turnaround in temperatures for the weekend. We'll explain. Your full forecast is coming up.
Well, the time is 10:04, and you're taking a live look at the nation's capital, where the federal government shut down just after midnight after the Senate failed to reach a deal on funding. Now, this is the first shutdown since 2018, which at 35 days was the longest on record. And experts say this coming one could be unlike any we've seen in the past.
And tonight, you're probably wondering, what does this mean for all of us here in Connecticut? Well, Fox 61's Nick Bradshaw has more, including what local lawmakers are saying.
Governor Ned Lamont says they've been working for the last couple of weeks preparing for the shutdown that took place Wednesday morning at 12:01. He says programs like WIC and SNAP will go through October. Families in Connecticut who rely on programs like WIC and SNAP are already feeling the impact of the shutdown. The state can step in for now, but not forever.
These guys in Washington got to get their act together.
The shutdown began after Congress failed to agree on a funding plan before the deadline, leaving agencies without money they need to keep everything running. Lamont says the state is covering WIC to make sure food assistance for newborns and toddlers continues.
Probably the later in the month, the more we will know.
But SNAP is different. The governor says that program depends on federal money the state can't replace.
SNAP $72 million a month. We cannot make up all of this. But this is what I believe will be a temporary shutdown. And I think most of this is going to come back. So I'm hoping that we can backstop and make sure people are, can rest assured that nothing's going to change dramatically for them, at least, through the month of October. We can cover them.
The governor also pointed out that some workers who provide services to the state but are paid through federal dollars will continue to see paychecks. That's about 1,300 of them who work full-time for the state but are federally funded. And Lamont says they won't miss a paycheck, at least for now. If the government shutdown continues, it could impact thousands here. Connecticut has more than 10,000 federal workers, including 8,000 tied to the Naval Submarine Base in New London. The governor says if this shutdown continues to last, they might have to go into a special session to make sure programs stay alive. In Hartford, Nick Bradshaw, Fox 61.
Now, a few government agencies will continue to work during the shutdown, like air traffic controllers and TSA agents operating airport checkpoints. They are deemed essential. Thousands of TSA and air traffic control employees will be working without pay, though they are guaranteed back pay once the government starts up again. According to the U.S. Travel Association, the shutdown could hurt the travel economy with an estimated $1 billion loss every week. We talked to a Texas woman flying home through Bradley today. She said the shutdown will affect her husband's military retirement benefits, and she had a message for all of the impacted workers.
Hopefully, maybe in the end, I don't know if they'll get back paid, but that would definitely be something that needs to happen. So I say to everybody, military, TSA agents, let's just hang in there the best that we can.
Now, Bradley officials say they don't expect the shutdown to affect daily operations there, but many leaders say there may be delays and travelers should be ready for them.
And with the government shut down, here's a quick breakdown of which federal programs will continue to operate and which ones won't. Social Security recipients will continue to receive their benefits. However, Social Security Administration workers could face furloughs. Student loan borrowers will have to keep making payments. The Department of Education says it will also continue to send out student aid. The Department of Agriculture says the SNAP program or food stamps will continue, but it's, quote, subject to the availability of funding. It's the same for benefits for the WIC program for women, infants, and children. The programs are funded at least through October.
Well, multiple votes are failing in the Senate, so who really runs the show? There's a 60-vote rule in the Senate. It's not just party line politics. A few moderates are at the center of the fight. Nevada Democrat Catherine Cortez Masto, Pennsylvania's John Fetterman, and Maine Independent Angus King have all sided with Republicans on recent votes. On the GOP side, Alaska's Lisa Murkowski is seen as a potential swing vote as well. And it's not just in the Senate. Some House Republicans in tight districts are also pushing for things like protecting ACA subsidies, so their pressure could change the conversation. So what's the bottom line? Well, in a Senate this divided, even one or two senators breaking ranks could be enough to decide how long the shutdown lasts. For the latest developments on the government shutdown, just head to fox61.com or the free Fox 61 News app by scanning the QR code on your screen.
Well, new tonight, safety is top of mind in Southington after a broken pill capsule found outside Kelly Elementary School tested positive for fentanyl. The district says the area was immediately searched by a K-9 unit and no other substances were found. But now school leaders are urging families to have serious conversations at home. And that means remind kids never to touch unknown pills and always tell an adult right away. Well, tonight, the boil water notice in Waterbury is still in effect. This comes after some water samples tested clear, but others came back inconclusive. Officials collected a new round of samples today with results expected by late tomorrow. The latest tests come after last week's water main break, which disrupted service across parts of the city. People and businesses who lost pressure are urged to continue boiling water before using it for drinking, cooking, or brushing your teeth.
Yale University is bracing for major budget cuts in response to a steep increase in the federal endowment tax and other funding reductions, I should say, tied to Trump-era legislation. The university says the new tax, which is set to rise from 1.4% to 8%, could cost Yale $300 million a year, which threatens funding for students, staff, and research. And while the hiring freeze has been lifted, officials warn that difficult decisions lie ahead, including university-wide budget reductions and a new retirement incentive program for staff. Yale says it's entering a period of, quote, significant financial headwinds with tough choices to preserve its mission and stability.